usage here to take a look at what's available for you. The first thing I'd like to point out is that you do have two utilities for this particular account. It may vary based upon the account you're looking at, electric and water, and we'll navigate through the various screens for each utility and we'll back up. So you have this list under the Show Me, a drop down of the various charts that you can look at. But for now, we're going to leave it at my monthly usage with temperatures. All right. And here, what this is comparing, it just drops a chart down across the bottom. It's showing you the last 12 months. Also the prior 12 months, and it's showing you what the average temperature is. As you can see, as I'm navigating, as I hover over a data point, it gives me the exact values. And here you can just follow, and what this allows you to do is see and compare, in this instance, electric use for a given month to the year prior and see temperature profiles. In this example, if we were looking at January of 2024, you can see that there was a considerable more amount of electricity used back to January of 2023. You'll also note that the temperature in 2023 average was 44, and the temperature average for that billing period in 2024 was 38. So the colder the temperature, the more energy that was consumed. And you typically can navigate and you can click on any one of these points. Before we leave this chart, all of these charts will have some type of download tool. You can click on Download to CSV, and it will generate a spreadsheet for you in CSV format of the data that you're seeing on the screen. And you can save that to your records. So I'm going to go back up here. Before I do, you do have a download data, which allows you here, and differently than the up link, to define the period that you would like to see, and it'll do the same thing. This is more user definable. So going back to the Show Me, we're going to come down and show my monthly usage compared to my average use. And the average use is the blue line, and here's your monthly usage as you go along. This is the average for the period that's being represented. Here, what I'd like to do is, instead of going to another chart, I would like to click on a month. So if I click on March, now what I've done is I've navigated to the daily use for the month of March. And with electricity, you can navigate even down further. If I were looking at this, I might go back here to the first because it stands out as a very high usage. And I might click on that day, and now this allows you to see it in 15-minute intervals across the 24-hour span for March the 1st. And that's as deep as you can dive on an electric, down to 15 minutes. You also can navigate those same charts by clicking, selecting a chart. Here's the day. I'd like to point out that you do have an arrow here, and if we click the back arrow, then we're going back to March. If we click it again, we're going back to February, and so forth. And this is variations day by day. You can get hour by hour. Again, it'll default to the last data point that it has. And again, you can come to every 15 minutes for any individual day. And using these arrows, you can navigate across all of these screens. You have the download CSV as it appears on the screen. You have download data where you can select. And at the very bottom, it has some usage highlights that gives you some key points about the period in question, and some highs, some lows, and some general summary information. So what I'd like to do now is navigate over to water, but before I do that, we're going to change my monthly usage. Water is only tracked down to the hourly, so it doesn't have 15-minute intervals. So we're going to click on water, and notice that the graph changes some. And here, it's the same data, but now you're pulling data off of your water meter. And again, I can navigate down. Notice that the deepest I can dive on this is now hour by hour. And unfortunately, it defaulted to the current date, and that data is not there yet. So if I get to this point, all I have to do is click back on my usage. All right. And I'm going to select day by day. I'm going to back up a month, and I'm going to change it to water. So here's the water use for this period in question. And you can continue to drill down. I can drill down this particular day and see it hour by hour. The last piece in my usage that I'd like to cover is you can view this data in a chart format versus in a graph or a graphical way just by clicking on this icon here.